Okay, keep it going. So you wanted to know about Gundam, right?
I want to make my model kit look better. My model kits look better. I want them to be the best.
Oh, I think you're about to get a cutscene. We'll discuss it in a minute.
I'm waiting for it.
Just keep going. Walk forward. Just walk.
There's treasure. Wow,
Well,
this is a
then, yeah, I'll
cutscene
say this.
and a half.
Here's something weird about perspective, right?
In
Since
Gundam?
we're talking about, yes, Gundam specifically, Gundam Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I first watched that show when I was like 14 or 15, and I thought like the characters were like whenever I thought about it, right? I thought that they were actually like adult characters, right? When I went back and watched it later, I'm like, oh no, they are very clearly teenage characters.
Did I break his shield? Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Good. Oh, I'm glad the healer boosted his power.
I just found it interesting that, you know, because I was at that age group, I didn't see them as like overly young, but when I went back and like watched it again in my 20s, it was like, oh wow.
We might want to cut it, and I can equip my better stuff if we're about to fight a boss.
No, you're not. You're just gonna get a
Alright.
cutscene. I'll probably warn you before that. But yeah, no. But what did you want to actually know about Gundam?
I don't know.
There was something very specific we were gonna... Oh, was it I was going to rank them? Yes.
Oh, from edgiest to least edgy?
Not edgy, to just how decent of people they are.
You hate, Catra.
Yeah, I'm not going to put Milliardo into it because Milliardo goes through several
Which one's
states.
Milliardo?
Zex.
Oh, Zex is awesome!
Yeah,
Zex is freaking cool!
he does some pretty bad stuff near the end of the series, but by then, the entire world has shit on him so much that it's like, yeah, no, I can see why that would be your response.
Zex is so cool.
But no, like, do you want me to start at the... Why don't I start at the best and go to the worst, okay? Does that...
I want to start from the worst.
No, it gets funnier as we go to the worst.
Oh.
Duo is the best. Like, I don't think many people could have an argument as to otherwise. Like, yeah, he's known as the god of death, so you would think that he would be, you know, the worst, the most cruel, but he's really just fighting a war where, like, they are vastly outnumbered. It's like 5 of them, and through, like, strategic, what's essentially considered terrorist attacks, they're trying to fight for freedom for their homes. And I don't think their homes even acknowledge them, because, you know, since they're considered terrorists, you know.
Yeah, because the government be corrupt.
Yeah. This was before terrorism was a hot-button issue, I will also say. I think they took Gundam Wing after 9/11 off the air for a while because of the fact that Catra was hanging out with, like, Arabs and they were all committing terrorism acts. So, that's a neat little tidbit right there. But to go on, Duo does, like, try and talk to people. He tries to work with people. If he's on a mission, he will fight, you know. He will fight, and he will do what needs to be done. But a lot of times, he wants to, you know, like, he will talk to people. Like, the girl that he ends up dating. Like, he doesn't, like, he's in the middle of a mission. She says about how she's fighting for the colonies. He's just like, well, wait a minute. We're supposed to be fighting for the colonies. Let's talk about this. And he actually gets captured instead of, you know, like, taking her out. Because he's a decent person and he cares about people. He's a good guy, Sam. He's a good guy.
I won't fight you because you're a woman.
That's number 4 on my list. That's... Ay. Second on the list is you will be surprised to find out.
You're gonna say Hero because you're like, oh, Hero is my second favorite character. Troa's great. I love Troa.
Hero, while he does a lot of awful shit,
Like,
he doesn't... Well, yeah, no, he, like, straight up is like, I'll kill you. to Relina after she invites him to a fancy party. By the way, did I say there were spoilers for this 10, 15-year-old anime? There are a few light spoilers. The point is, he does some awful things, and it's just like, why is he like this? But it's pretty much because he's been trained to, like, be this super soldier his entire life. He has not been taught people skills. So he does...
think you should know not to shoot people.
He's really... Well, he thinks that her being alive will compromise things because she saw him land. He thinks it'll compromise, so it's based on his convictions.
Pink boy. What's up with these pink people being stealthy? They don't blend in or anything. Oh,
Well,
is this a mid-boss?
No.
Is this a friend?
I will shoot your nipples off. Your rectangular nipples.
Oh, no!
No!
Good thing he's just gonna sit on the bench.
Comrade, is it? Yeah. But Axel, what are you doing here?
I came to Giga City because
Did you hear his music? His incredibly goofy music. He's like got black and red armor. Maybe it's a dark blue and red armor. Has a scar on his face.
I
Has
thought
like
that was just his hair. I thought he did his hair like a dumb.
no, it's a scar on his face because robots can have scars. He has the red hair shooting out of the back of his head like a rocket.
other Reploids with the same ability.
Dual pistols, by the way.
He has things coming out his back.
Yeah, like the edgy wing type things or whatever you want to call them. And it's just like, we will give you the goofiest music.
Zero? You mean
This also bugs me.
Yeah. We heard Zero was here.
The Zero? The coolest man in all the land? Is that who you mean? It's like, dude,
I hope he's
dude, I'm pretty cool too. We're both S-class here.
Zero is a fair bit cooler than X. He has like a sword and he's all quick. X is just like, well,
And he was made by a bad man. Go back because this was
Oh,
obviously
sweet.
the
I'm
way to
gonna-
go. The left would be the way to get the extra stuff. Sam, are you hearing me, boy?
yeah, but I wanted that.
The thing you can't use. So anyway, Hero is second because while he does do some pretty terrible things, one, it's part of just him not being aware of, like, you know, social, I guess you might want to call it. I don't know. And it's also for what he believes is the greater good, because that's what he's been led to believe. So when he does shitty things, it's not his fault, 100%. And you see him throughout the series actually learn empathy and become an actual, like, really decent human being. Troa's
Troa.
problem is, like, Troa's not a bad person, but he's suicidal. And he has no identity, and he doesn't really care too much. He's just doing things because he believes it will give him purpose, not necessarily because it's, you know, he believes it's the right thing to do. It's like Hero where he becomes a better person, like, and he actually finds things that he cares enough about to fight for, and actually wanting to live. So he's not a bad person.
I kind of forget his background story of why he always is so, like, why he doesn't really care about anything.
Because he has no identity. Like,
His-
do you want to know, like, the crazy backstory that he has that, they do not explain unless you read, like, a manga that I believe is out of print, so I don't consider this too big a spoiler?
Oh, okay. So they never went over, like, his backstory?
No, never.
Okay, so then, yeah, I'll
Never.
hear it.
They go over it a little bit in Endless Waltz, like, at least one facet of his backstory. But the gist of it is, like, you know Catherine Bloom, the circus girl?
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, you might want to save him for last so you get the, the power back. Allegedly, like, she had a younger brother.
Oh, so that's her...
She had, like, a younger brother, and they were escaping some place that I guess was war-torn, like, her and her family, and the brother essentially fell off of the wagon in the confusion and was lost. But if you look closely at the manga, from what I'm told, the baby has some very, very specific hair. Yes. So, the implication is that Catherine is actually his older sister, and, you know. So, the reason why they get on so well, and why they do seem to function as a sibling pair, is because, you know, they might actually be, you know, siblings and just not realize it. Hopefully, they don't actually get together at any point in the future, but that would be Japan for you. There, I said it.
It's at 100, so it should be slow. Get the pink one. She's
Oh,
low
that's
on health.
not a bad idea. 2 reds and I screwed it up.
Oh, great. I didn't
You got
like
me
the
all
health
excited
anyways.
about Gundam, okay?
Mm.
But yeah, no. Like, the reason why he's Troa Barton is he used to just be no name. But there was somebody, like, they go over it more in Endless Waltz, but there was somebody involved in Operation Meteor who died called Troa Barton. And Troa was just like, oh hey, I'll take his name if he's not using it. So that's why, look the other way just in case.
But this is the secret way. It has
Yeah,
the
you're
pink
right.
thing.
You're right. So, yeah, that's pretty much Troa's backstory and his deal. Wu Fei is bad. He disrespects women, is so far up his own ass that it's just like, oh, I have the enemy leader dead in my sights. I can end this right here.
They're a
Do you
woman.
wanna... Well, no. Do you wanna have a sword fight with me? Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Like, Wu Fei's really bad. Combine what he does in Endless Waltz. Do you want to know what he does in Endless Waltz, or do you want
Is
to...
it like a big spoiler, or...?
You'll probably forget by the time you get there. Essentially, they end the war at the end of Gundam Wing, and Endless Waltz is its own weird little skirmish, we'll call it, okay?
Yeah.
Wu Fei joins the bad guys because he believes that without war, soldiers will have no jobs. He fights so that soldiers can have jobs.
Our hero.
He only comes around after Hero convinces him. Hero, the guy who starts the series as a psychopath, possibly, you could argue, convinces him that war is bad. That's how bad Wu Fei is. Is that everybody? Oh, no, it's not! There's somebody worse!
Poor cat.
This is going to be major spoilers, so I'm going to need you to forget everything I'm about to tell you,
I
okay?
won't forget it! I forget what point I got up to. I got to the second box of them.
Then you should know this. Did you see the part where Catra met his sister?
I don't think so.
The gist is that Catra has a really bad day and he decides to become a genocidal maniac.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
Should I explain it?
I think I remember that, yeah.
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
Major spoilers for a 10, 15-year-old anime. I'm warning you now. Hell, it might even be 20 years. Catra's like, he's a special boy. His dad's like super rich. And
What did it say?
He has, I don't know, and I don't care.
How do I heal with cinnamon quick?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna use this up tank.
That'll work. He's a special boy. His dad is very affluent and super rich and everything, right? And he doesn't get along with him well because Catra thinks that he's out there, like, fighting for the colonies where his dad is just sitting on his ass and
Isn't
making
his dad
money.
why he has the Gundam?
I
he buy it
don't
for him?
no, it's a big plot for the Gundams. So no.
I thought his dad was like really weird.
But,
so like, your son have a super rare thing.
But pretty much, he like goes back home and visits his dad, and then meets a sister that he never knew he had because his dad just like makes test tube babies. And Katra is like the only one that is not a test tube baby because he's super special. But he thinks he's a test tube baby, so he has an issue with it. The point is, he meets his sister, and he's like, "Oh, I hate you, Dad." And she's like, "Oh, well, he does things for his own reasons. Don't be mad at Dad." And then stuff happens, and his dad dies, and then his sister dies, and he doesn't like his dad, and he only knew his sister for a day. But that is enough to break this man. To make him crazy, to the point where he doesn't revamp his Gundam, but he makes Gundam, Wing Zero Gundam, which is a super version.
So that's how Wing
Yes,
Zero
it's a
happens.
super version of Heroes Gundam, and they don't really explain why he does it. He just makes this thing. I mean, maybe there's just a segment I'm forgetting, but he just shows up at this one point with, like, this Super Gundam that has, like, this awesome cannon that can blow up an entire colony.
Oh, I
An
remember
entire
it.
space pod
Yeah.
full of people. So he goes around and he blows up a few colonies before Hero's like, "Hey, stop being a crazy bitch." I think it's Hero. Somebody convinces him to stop being a crazy bitch. That is why Katra is the worst.
Yeah.
I think he is popularly shipped with the other
Death.
actual crazy bitch.
What's her name?
Do you actually know the crazy bitch?
Reina? Or whatever her name is?
No, attack.
The one who's like, Hero, come over here and kill me.
No, Relina is all sorts of, like...
Messed up in the head.
Like
A lot
you
of
would-
those people are messed up in the head.
You would think that Stockholm Syndrome was, like, an airborne pathogen, because it's like, immediately, "Oh, he threatened me with a gun. He's so dreamy."
Boss.
I think so, yeah.
That was
So,
Next
do you wanna
episode.
save?
Mhm.
Do you wanna save, and we'll do all the special bits, and maybe we'll keep on talking about how messed up Gundam is.
Or
Because
maybe we'll
there's
just do the
more.
boss, because I need to focus.
No, you don't.
Is this guy hard? What will happen next episode? There's a possible boss, some possible talk about how messed up Gundam is, so much for a fun topic, because nope, everything has to be doom and gloom around here.